then the window that's open beneath it, just to get it out of the way, you might want to, yeah, just hit that middle button so it'll minimize it. Good. And then when you're ready,
Hi, my name is Brittany Ouellette. Today I will be speaking about the impact that the golden ratio and the Fibonacci sequence has on the world of design and nature. Both are mathematical structures that, when applied, offer a divine-like essence to our surroundings. They have qualities of being universally attractive and pleasant to all. They both achieve harmony under different constructions. The Fibonacci sequence is a pattern of addition, while the golden ratio is a concrete infinite number. Notice the differences. The top numbers are the Fibonacci and the bottom is the golden ratio. When focusing on their historical impact, the numerical differences are very different. The Fibonacci sequence dates back to 1202 and originates from present-day Pisa, Italy. It was named after the greatest mathematical man of his time, Leonardo Pisano. Notice the pattern. Many of us are more familiar with the golden ratio than the Fibonacci sequence. Leonardo da Vinci was known for applying the golden ratio to many of his paintings. He contributed many illustrations to the book Divine Proportions in order to further explain the power of the golden ratio he holds. Da Vinci inspired many artists through his success using the golden ratio for them to use it as well. The golden ratio and Fibonacci sequence are never to be forgotten because they promise success while being universally attractive. Their perfectly harmonic qualities directly influence our subconscious mind. To better understand why we are influenced so greatly by the Fibonacci sequence, we must understand how our brain works. Our brain works by processing information much like a computer. Our brain seeks to find a solution. When it does not, we feel an internal conflict. These two concepts promise perfect harmony, therefore they do not influence conflict. This explains why many of us are attracted to certain buildings and not others. Let's take Beardshire Hall for example. Personally, I like viewing Beardshire Hall instead of the College of Design because Beardshire Hall has a neoclassical style which resembles a golden ratio. Closer proximity to the golden ratio is found to be more attractive. They also offer sounds to be more pleasant as well. In fact, Mozart used many of the symphonies were constructed based off the golden ratio. Fibonacci is found within instruments much like the piano keys and the body of a violin. But the Fibonacci sequence exists farther than man-made creations. Nature is one of the most beautiful components of life. The Fibonacci sequence is found within the flowers of a petal, tree branches, and the pineapple skin. This is why it's considered nature's natural system. We are products of nature. Chances are you don't see the Fibonacci sequence whenever you look into the mirror, but the golden ratio is found within our teeth, our ears, our eyes, and our fingers. People are perceived to be more attractive when their structures are closer in proximity to the numerical golden ratio. Similar to the golden ratio and Fibonacci sequence is the rule of thirds. But unfortunately, the rule of thirds is not based off of a numerical function, therefore it does not always promise success. The golden ratio function off numbers, therefore they never disappoint to attract us. Any web designer would dream to have 6 billion views from their design. The designer of Twitter often uses the golden ratio to help design the logo and the format of the web page. Many believe that this is why Twitter is the most successful social media network of our time. The impact that a company's logo is very underestimated by how successful it is. Toyota, Twitter, and Apple all find success using the golden ratio within their logo. The logo functions as a face to the company, therefore it makes perfectly common sense as to why you would want it to appeal to all. Graphic designers work to become visually appealing, while architects and interior designers design to be physically appealing. The golden ratio effectively balances movement and space within an environment. A space that lacks comfort also is a space often avoided. You are a designer, correct? And this little girl in the picture is your client that you're designing to. The elephant is the client's subconscious that it is being influenced by. Your goal is to create impeccable work to influence your client. No one will understand why they gravitate towards your work, but they know that they just will.
Other than the one time you stumbled at the beginning, your speech was very confident and seemed like you really knew what you were talking about. And I really liked how you brought up different examples, like the piano. I didn't even know that, and I had this topic.
I thought your photos were really nice because most of them were personal pictures that you took, so it wasn't like the ones we've seen before, so I really enjoyed looking at those.
Sam?
Yeah, and I think with the photos you took, like a good perspective of buildings and everything that you took was at a cool angle.
I try to get more consistency within your pictures on how they're oriented within the presentation.
How so?
Well, the ones that are white, maybe blow them up if you can, or center them and then put a black background so you can't really even tell that there is a background, and so it just like matches with the PowerPoint.
Other questions, comments, observations? Go ahead.
Alec?
I thought your content was really just spot on. I feel like if you had a bit more confidence in your presentation, it would have really made it soar even more.
Yeah, you said you were nervous beforehand. You really had no reason to be nervous, partially because you did do original pictures and really focused on what you wanted when you picked them. You knew what each slide was about. And I always try to urge students to take as many of their own photos as possible, because it's surprising how well you will remember it if it goes with a photo you took, because you know why you took this specific thing. And you really probably didn't even need your note cards. You knew your material. It was very obvious. And I do think it was a very nice presentation to really take an overview. I like the way you worked in the rule of thirds. Maybe I would have even liked to see a second slide that went into that a little more about why the difference is. I guess that bringing it home with that intriguing picture of the girl and the elephant there, to the fact that every designer has to confront these principles and ask themselves when they can violate them, and if they can violate them, and how to violate them if they do, is a good point to bring it back to what you do here in learning to be designers. I thought that was a very good presentation. Thank you. Okay.